Hey there guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video on the 5-9 Gaming channel. It's Gil right here for probably the first of many videos, of course, relating to anime and manga. And of course, what else could we start off with but Dragon Ball Super? Of course, with me today I have Omni Toast. Say hello.
Yo, what's up guys? Hope you all having a great one.
So of course, this is chapter 69. Funny number, ain't it?
Nice.
Of course, that we're going to be reviewing and talking about. So be sure this is going to be a spoiler discussion. Of course, I mean, come on, it's the latest chapter, so of course there's going to be spoilers in it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts of this chapter, Omni. What did you feel about this chapter? Just a general review before we get into the key moments that we kind of wanted to talk about.
Overall, like, so far, just personally, this new arc that we've gone into has really been solid. Like,
Yep.
the past few chapters have been good, and then this chapter especially, the lore, the story, the backstories for different things that we got in this chapter was fantastic. If you're a fan of Namekians, you're gonna like this one.
I mean, you're not wrong. They did do some backstory on the Namekians, but for me personally, it's more so about the ramifications of this chapter that I'm curious to see. Especially, you know, some of it. Obviously, this story seems to be delving on a lot of like what's already happened, like be it like 40, 50 years ago, based in the Dragon Ball universe. Maybe not that long ago, but more so 30 to 35 years ago in the Dragon Ball universe. You know, with the destruction of the of planet Vegeta, you know, Granola and his history with the Saiyans, presumably Bardock, of course. You know, it's all you know. We're finally coming to a head now, it seems like, and this is this isn't still the turning point. I feel like I think the moment Granola meets Goku, that'll be the turning point, probably, of like, okay, this is when it's gonna kickstart, right? But so far so good. And of course, speaking of Planet Vegeta and the destruction, we will be starting off with the first panel that we think is a very, very important moment in this chapter, and that is, of course, Beerus finally revealing to Vegeta that he was the one who suggested to Frieza that the Saiyans have to be eliminated. This was, in my opinion, I think, something that was gonna happen inevitably. Like, it was gonna happen. Like, Vegeta's response as well to Beerus was something to wait for, and lo and behold, it was. Vegeta immediately went into a fit of rage and turned into Super Saiyan Blue, it seems like. Went and charged into Beerus, and, well, he got his ass mollywopped, it seems like. Well, what do you think, Omni, about this?
Yeah, no, I agree with you 110%. This was something, like, they weren't going to be able to keep this secret forever. Like, eventually it was either going to slip out, something like that. But I actually like the way they did it here, because it started off with Vegeta talking about how the Saiyans just racked up kills after kills, because that's all they knew as a race.
Yeah.
And so it sort of started with that, and then Beerus was like, oh, so it's destiny. And Beerus just was like, at that point, the way Beerus just told him is like, no, I'm the one who told Frieza to do it.
Yep.
That's the perfect way it could have been done. I'd rather it be done this way than like Beerus accidentally letting it slip somewhere.
No, of course. This was all planned for sure, because if we move on to the next page, of course, we know this is going to be some sort of a setup for Vegeta to become. I mean, it's clear, the parallels are clear between Goku and Vegeta. Goku is going to be under Whis and learning from Whis and his style more so, whereas Vegeta is going to be more so like Beerus. And this was evidence from the last chapter where Beerus was like, you know, Ultra Instinct isn't the only sort of like, you know, technique that can make you powerful and, you know, surpass Goku, of course. And we know it's probably the God of Destruction mode. Potentially, of course, potentially. And in this second panel, of course, that we will be talking about, that is what it is. He says, Beerus literally says, before creation comes destruction. And this is him sort of like, in my eyes, teaching Vegeta that there is a reason for all this destruction, you know. What do you think about this, Omni? Of course, you might be able to explain it a bit better than I have.
So I actually have a little bit of a thing that I'm feeling from not just like this chapter specifically, but this whole arc, and it just this underlining theme of the sins of the father, if you will. Like, you gotta think, like, Granola is probably gonna hate Goku because of what Bardock did to his planet, and now Beerus literally has said, like, you have to destroy any, like, thoughts of your past to recreate yourself from scratch. So, and then he leads into that before creation comes destruction. So he's basically telling Vegeta, you need to forget everything that's happened. Like, you got to move on. You have been focused way too much on your Saiyan ancestry. You need to move on from your past to learn to recreate your future.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting if Vegeta adopts it, because we know Vegeta is a bit more hard and fast in terms of like, oh, I will never forget my Saiyan ancestry. I will, you know, I will atone for their sins. Somewhat more so like, oh, I have to keep them proud. You know, the Saiyan race proud, and you know that's always been there. That's his Saiyan pride. He's always said it, even in from Dragon Ball Z till now. He's been following that agenda, quote unquote. You know,
exactly.
It's gonna be very interesting if he's able to, you know, not necessarily let go of it, but accept it and move on from it, kind of, right?
I mean, the way I'm looking at it too, it might actually help out his character, because his greatest folly is his pride. He has such a prideful attitude that it blinds him a lot of the time. We've seen it throughout the series. So this might be a way to bring Vegeta into Goku's level, and who knows, maybe for all us great Vegeta fans out there, he'll get a win somewhere.
maybe. I mean, to be honest, this is probably the third time he's been mollywopped in the last 5 months, to be fair. So I mean,
yeah.
Unfortunately, but I mean, it was coming. It was coming. To be fair, you know, all things said and done. But speaking of other races and whatnot, we go on to the Namekians, who feature yet again in this story. Of course. I mean, I swear, these guys are not gonna get any rest, man. They just want to live in peace, man, and they're getting dragged in every single arc. But we learn more. Sorry, go ahead.
I was like, note to self: if you don't want to be targeted in a manga, don't create wish-granting orbs.
Exactly. But in this chapter, we learned more about the Namekians yet again, stuff that we didn't already know. Of course, apparently the Namekians aren't even from this realm, quote unquote, based on one of the panels within the chapter. They literally said, we came in from another realm, and we have spread across the universe. There are Namekians all over the universe. How do you feel about this? Of course, we do know that the 4 bandits we saw, they're called heaters in this chapter, or heaters. Again, the pronunciation.
They're called heaters. I mean, it's just another amazing thing.
Okay, and by
series.
the way, heaters isn't spelled with HEA. It's HEE.
Yes.
So fun fact there. And they find out about Moro using the Dragon Balls to obviously open up the prison and whatnot. And it's just like, okay, now we need to find the Namekians or these wish-granting Dragon Balls. And then, of course, in a later panel, which we will be discussing in just a second, there's another person who finds out about the Dragon Balls, quote-unquote, or, well, knew about the Dragon Balls, but finally managed to awaken a dragon. Of course, which dragon we'll come on to in a second. But yeah, the Namekians, different realms. They've said that there are multiple planets that could reside Namekians with their own set of Dragon Balls. What do you think about this?
So the wording realm is very interesting to me right off the bat. Like we've gotten accustomed now. You know, we've had the turn into power. We know there's different universes. We know all that stuff. But the way they said realm is weird. Like they could have easily said we came from a different universe. Like I want more of this developed a little bit, because I want more clarification. Like they could easily just come from Universe 6. Who knows? Maybe they're direct descendants of the Universe 6 Namekians. And they just came here. Like,
the thing is, we also have to recognize that the chapter we're getting from Viz Media, of course, is the one who translates the chapters. There can be obviously some mistranslations from like the official source to the actual, like, you know, localized version. So of course, maybe the Japanese version actually says they came from a different universe. That would be a completely different, you know, situation, or, you know, topic at hand, you know. So of course that's something. But speaking of a dragon and other people,
a dragon.
Another dragon, bro. At this point, I think Jiren probably wants to go out on a hunting spree at this point. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, editors, by the way, you'll have to edit that out. But Granola finds or resides with a Namekian who lives on the same planet as him, alongside the Sugarians on Planet cereal. I swear. Dragon Ball on their race naming, bro. I swear it on, man.
I love it.
but Granola seems to be living with a Namekian called Monaito, if I'm not mistaken. And,
I believe so, yeah.
And he's created a set of Dragon Balls that only consist of 2 balls, not more than not 6, not 7, not anything higher than 5. It's literally just 2 Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
And there's another dragon that seems to exist. And Granola manages to obtain the second Dragon Ball after it was found by some of the Shigarians. He already had the first Dragon Ball alongside Monaito, and he obtains them, and he goes on his way, and as you can see in the panel, he wants to become the greatest warrior in the universe. Now, this obviously will have some huge ramifications depending on how it means. Now, like, we were talking about this earlier on before the recording started, to just get an idea of this and what our thoughts were. And it's going to be interesting to see whether or not the greatest warrior in the universe means, say, like a Whis or a Beerus, or because of the fact that they're not necessarily warriors, but like gods and angels, whereas maybe Goku and Vegeta classify as warriors. Will he be stronger than Goku and Vegeta, or will the dragon be able to even... Does the dragon even have the ability to grant him the power to be stronger than Beerus and Whis, assuming Beerus and Whis count as warriors? What are your thoughts on that, Omni?
So, first thing I want to say, I'm looking at the panel again as well. He does say the panel before he wants to be the strongest, and then follows it up by turn me into the greatest warrior in the universe. So I'm going to go more on the warrior side. I don't know if any dragon has the... Like, you gotta remember back when, like, Battle of Gods, like, they wished for the dragon to give, about the Super Saiyan God, and then they learned it was a ritual. Like, the dragon can't give that power.
Exactly.
So, I definitely don't think he's gonna get any, like, godly abilities, but he might get something that'll put him on par with the main characters.
And that's the thing, because you have to also remember, this is only a 2 Dragon Ball set, right?
Exactly.
How powerful can you get with only 2 Dragon Balls? I assume it scales off like the number of Dragon Balls, I assume at least, right?
Yeah.
Or the size of the Dragon Balls. These things are... The Dragon Balls that we saw in the chapter are absolutely minuscule, and... well, there was only 2 of them. So, what exactly is the extent of the dragon's power? Of course, that's one thing. And then second of all, Goku, Vegeta are already on the level of the gods, right? So how are you going to be able to give them, or how is the dragon going to be able to give Granola the power of God? So it's going to be very interesting if he's even able to say yes to it, which we'll find out, of course, in the next chapter on March 19th, whether or not if he's able to even accept or grant the wish, right?
Exactly. So the thing that I'm wondering... the same idea with yours, where it's like, yeah, it's only a 2 Dragon Ball set. What if it's reversed? What if, like, the different powers could be, like, if you have less... Like, we didn't get that kind of... We just know that on Namek they said the set of Dragon Balls is however strong the person who made them is. That is true. We don't know how strong this Namekian is.
That is true. We don't know how strong Monaito is. Of course, we know how strong Kami was, or Kamikolo at the time. Of course, the fusion of Piccolo and Kami.
We know how strong Dende is.
We know strong Dende is, obviously Elder Guru. And then of course the person who created Super Shenron himself on the Super Dragon Balls. I think Zalamer, or is his name? I think the Dragon God, or whatever his name is. It's kind of confusing. So, yeah. I'm a bit hazy on that, I'm not gonna lie. But it's gonna be interesting to see how powerful Monaito actually was when he created this set, and how strong this dragon is in the next chapter, if he's able to even grant this wish. But let us know down in the comment section below, do you think this wish will even be granted? It's gonna be very interesting to say the least. But without further ado, let's go into our final thoughts. Personally, I loved this chapter a lot more than I have previous chapters of Dragon Ball Super. I've been very vocal on 5-9 streams, and just generally, like, I've been extremely disappointed with how the Super manga has been progressing. But I'm enjoying this so far. It's extremely positive, this outlook, I'm not gonna lie, considering, but to be fair, so was I for the Moro arc. I was very positive at the start, and then it just started deteriorating over time. But so far so good. I'm really liking the lore as well. It just seems a lot of world building as well, which is a positive sign. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle Granola as well. Will he be a misguided good guy, or will he actually be the end bad guy? It's going to be very interesting. Your final thoughts, Omni?
I mean, overall, it's the same feeling I got from the more like I wasn't as vocal about because I usually read it alone, but like the Moro arc, yeah, the start of it was fantastic. It teetered off. It still finished strong in my opinion. This arc though, the first major chapters of this arc have been fantastic. Like it's like the whole backstories with Bardock, with King Vegeta, like all that. Like I said, that underlying tone of sins of the father, and I'm all for it. I'm all for this right now. So I'm hoping Toyotaru can keep it going and not have it teeter off, sort of like how the Moro arc did. But I mean, we're only in the beginning. Like you said, we're not even at the turning point yet.
No, of course. So. But yeah, once again, if you guys have any thoughts, leave it down in the comment section below. Remember, this is spoilers, so be wary. Again, I mean, this is at the end of the video, so it doesn't even matter. You probably watched the entirety of it, but you know what? We'll still say it. Of course, we would like to do more of these. We will be coming back next month again for the Dragon Ball Super manga next chapter, so be on the lookout for it for chapter 70. Once again, it's been Gailright and Omni. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this kind of a video, and hopefully we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.
Later, guys.